I'm a single uncle of 4, as of right now. And I like being a single uncle. I have no kids, you know, except I get bored a lot. Because if you have kids, right, you're never bored because you have shit to do with your kids. Which is why I like being an uncle, because I get to rent a kid from time to time to go do those childish things that I still like to do as a 27-year-old man that I can't do when I'm by myself. Like, I like to go to the park and swing. You know? But as a 27-year-old single guy, you can't go to the park by yourself and sit on the swing. It looks creepy, right? 27-year-old John with his nephew, staying behind him close to me today. Like, I want to go feed ducks. 27-year-old single John can't go feed ducks by himself. 27-year-old John with his nephew, you know, he grabbed a loaf of bread. Date. I love hanging out with my nephew though. He's a cool kid. He says funny shit. Last time I seen him, he said the funniest thing I've heard a kid say. We were hanging out and he found a stray cat outside and it was cold. So he brings his cat inside and he's playing with it for a minute. And I asked him, I was like, hey man, what is that cat, a boy or a girl? He goes, well, I don't know, Uncle Johnny, how do I check? I was like, he's got to lift up his tail. So he does. And he's a little kid, so he's looking at this thing confused, doesn't know what the fuck he's looking at. So I asked him a minute later, I was like, is it a boy or a girl, Matt? And he goes, well, Uncle Johnny, I don't know what this thing is, but it's got 2 buttholes. That is a true story. Not a bright kid. When I do comedy, obviously I'm up here. And when I tell people I do comedy, they always say the same thing right away. They're like, oh yeah, tell me a joke. Just tell me a joke. And they sit there and they judge me. I don't do that to other people when I ask them what they do. Like I'm talking to a guy, I'm like, hey, so what do you do for a living? I'm a mechanic. Oh yeah? Why don't you change that tire? Go ahead, I want to see how good you are. Or I got people at school and friends all the time, they'll tell me some story, and they're like happy to be there a moment, and they'll be laughing, I'm laughing, I'll be nice. And at the end, they're like, hey, you should throw that in your routine. No, I shouldn't. Like, it may have been funny when your kid farted at Olive Garden, but I'm not going to say that shit on stage. I refuse to. But a lot of people take my comedy the wrong way, like, you know, I think I'm funny, but sometimes I come off as an asshole. Like recently, I was in class, and this little kid, you know, this little Asian gangbanger wannabe, I go to community college. A little gangbanger wannabe, he had one of their bracelets around his ankle, you know, and he was pulling his sock up, trying to show it off, you know, so I leaned over to him and I was like, hey, is ever trying to tag you so to see where you migrate? Hey, so I'm an asshole. That shit is fucking funny, you guys laugh. Like I was married once. That shit didn't last long. It was a matter of months. I had achieved past that. Matter of fact, I had relationships that lasted longer than marriage. And she thought I was an asshole, but I thought I was funny. Like one time we were watching a basketball game, you know, and I was hungry, so I yelled to her. I'm like, hey babe, why don't you make me a sandwich? And she goes, why don't you make your own damn sandwich? So I thought I was funny. I said to her, well, if you could take 9 months to make a baby, you could take 5 minutes to make a fucking sandwich. Bam, asshole, once again. More story. I got some more advice, you know. I'm terrible at giving advice. You know, I know this. My sister called me one time, and she locked her keys inside her car at Planned Parenthood. And she called me, and she's like, I locked my keys inside my car at Planned Parenthood. It's the only set I got. What do I do? And I was like, oh, well, that's simple. You're Planned Parenthood. Just go inside, go to the front desk, tell me you made a mistake, you need help. She got her car locked. Yeah, she got it. So I'm down here from Oxnard tonight. So I'm the only one. Now, there's some nice neighborhoods around there, but the one I live in is just ghetto. It's like half a step up from a halfway house. You know? That's where they go after the halfway house. Yeah, so it's all fucked up. You know, in a normal neighborhood, you see shit like a car pulls up, it just, when they, picking up a friend, they got a car full in the morning, they pull up and they honk the horn. Not my ghetto-ass neighborhood. They roll up 7 in the morning, instead of honking a horn, they yell out the window, woo-hoo! Yeah, you see another guy coming out a minute later, like, woo-hoo. But then last Halloween was cool, because in my neighborhood, they can't make all these nice costumes, they gotta improvise and make them homemade. Which is cool, because you see a lot of cool costumes. Like last Halloween, this little kid came up to the door, and I seen him walking up, this cute little kid, he had this white sheet draped over him, and he had some blood stains on it, holes cut out from the eyes, and I knew who he was, but I want to ask him. I was like, hey little kid, what are you supposed to be? He looks up at me and goes, my mom's mattress. Best costume I've ever seen in my life. Oh, but I got this guy in my neighborhood with Tourette's. And I don't give a fuck what you say, Tourette's is funny. I got my guy that goes up down the street yelling at birds and trees and shit. But it got me thinking, like, has Tourette's been around as long as humans have been around? Like, was there a caveman with Tourette's? Because there had to be, like, when all the cavemen are chiseling, like, antelope and buffalo on the wall, there had to be one guy with Tourette's over here just carving nonsense, cuss words and shit. Or, like, one guy in Egyptian times, walking around the pyramids, yelling at hieroglyphs and shit. Pigeon, stick man. I don't know, I can tell you more, but I don't speak hieroglyphs. No, but I can't make fun of my neighbors too much because, I live with my roommate. He's my age, but he's real small. He looks like he's 13 years old. So now my neighbors think I live with a 13-year-old dude. Especially because, rent's real high, so we have bunk beds in the studio. So it looks extra creepy. But it ain't too bad, it sucks for him that he's little, but my nephew's busy. I just take my roommate with me to go feed ducks. Went to my grandma's house recently. And it's cool because her house is set up just like it was in 1956. Like all of her old stuff still works too. And she has this old TV with a turn, knob. It's got 5 channels. It still plays the national anthem after 11. It's fucking awesome. But what amazes me the most about my grandma's house that still works is her washing machine. And I know this thing is from the 50s because it's still separated between whites and colors. Alright, that's my time. Thank you.